Okay, Governor, we were able to watch your video message announcing that you are pushing for a lottery. Can you tell us details about your plan? Specifically, where would you like the revenue to go, and what are the details of your proposal?
Well, we haven't developed the final plan yet. We probably will be announcing that this week as far as our constitutional amendment is concerned. We really wanted to go to the general fund, and that's to really fund the essential services of government, primarily Medicaid, but other things too, like mental health and also law enforcement, anything that's funded by the general fund. We really have, and I'm not saying we have too much money in education, but education has a steady flow of money because our economy is good. But the general fund is just very anemic, and we've been working on this for 30 years. And so we're really just trying to solve it. You know, when I first came in office, we downsized government. We cut government by 25%. We made efficiencies in government, and we saved $1 billion a year for the people of this state. In 2012, we actually asked the people to allow us to borrow $437 million out of the Alabama Trust Fund to shore up the general fund, and we did that. The people let us do that. Last year, we came with what we thought was some fair taxes and tax exemptions, doing away with some of those, and we were not able to get enough. And so now what we got is the possibility of a lottery. The lottery was not my first choice. Obviously, we've been trying to do this for the last 5 years. But the people of Alabama have always wanted to vote on it. So we believe that we need to give them the opportunity to do that. Now, what we want to do, though, is that is a means to an end. The end is that we help people. You know, there are 500,000 children that are born into poverty through no fault of their own. No, they can't help that. In Alabama, and they're on Medicaid, and we need to take care of them. And we need to take care of the people in nursing homes, the disabled, our mentally ill, and our law enforcement. And so we just have to have enough money to do that, and we don't have that right now.
Over the last couple of years, you and I have been talking about the lottery, and you have told me time and time again it is not the answer right now. So what is different now? Why the push now?
Well, it's our only real choice right now. I do not believe that we'll raise any more taxes. I'm not pushing for taxes right now. This is just a means through which we can get $225 million to $300 million, and we can take care of the essential services of government. I am not personally for widespread casino gambling in the state of Alabama. I'm not for that. The lottery is different, though. It's run by the state. We already have a lottery here. You know, we just don't get any money out of it. Some of the best customers in Georgia and Tennessee and Florida are Alabamians. They go across the line. They just had a Powerball drawing just recently over in Georgia. And so people are going over there all the time, and they're taking their money. Now, I think that instead of Georgia and Tennessee and Florida getting money from Alabama, we need to bring that money back home and use it for the services for the people of this state.
The Medicaid budget, set to take effect October 1st, is still $85 million short of what the agency says it needs. The first cut actually going into effect today.
That's right.
Revenue from a lottery wouldn't come in until next year at the earliest. What's the plan for Medicaid now?
I'm going to put in the call. I'm going to put in the possibility, if the legislature will take this up, to look at forming a bond issue for the BP money that I negotiated from BP. We negotiated $1 billion for the state of Alabama. So we know that's going to come in over the next 18 years. So we can get probably $700 million in a bond issue and pay off debts. I want to pay off debts with that, but we'll have about $70 million of that we can use to shore up 2017. So that's what we're looking at right now. And we may not really push that much in this session, because I think if you complicate a session, then you don't get anything. And so right now we're going to concentrate on one thing, except with a slight possibility of the BP, if we can get that worked out. But primarily we're going to concentrate on a constitutional amendment that's very tightly written to allow the people of Alabama to vote on the formation of a lottery. Then we will come back, if the people vote for it, we will come back with enabling legislation to really come with the details of that. However, there will be enough in the constitutional amendment to have guidelines so that the legislature can't go outside of those guidelines.
So are you planning to put the BP money in the call?
I will put some language that talks about the BP money if they can get an agreement with South Alabama. You know, Mobile and Baldwin County thinks that this money actually belongs to the whole state. That's who I negotiated for. This was money that was lost by the state. Actually, Mobile and Baldwin County, we negotiated $2.3 billion for them down there. And so they really got a lot of money. This was money that was lost in the entire state because of the oil spill.
What is your plan B for Medicaid?
Well, unfortunately, there's not a plan B. And if we lose this, we will also lose $748 million that I've negotiated with CMS that's coming to Alabama to help us set up our regional care organizations around the state, which is the way that we need to run Medicaid anyway, because that has better health care delivery. It will help us bend the cost curve of Medicaid so that in the long run it'll save taxpayers millions of dollars. And so that's what we're trying to put in place. And if we're able to put this in place now, in the long run, we're going to save taxpayers money and we're going to deliver better quality of health care.
Last question.
Some say that you'd rather be remembered for the lottery than for the scandal that unfolded over the past year. Is this a way to change your legacy?
This has nothing to do with that. This has to do with the people of this state. The people of this state need help. We're the sixth poorest state in the country. We have so many poor individuals in this state. That's unacceptable to me. My goal when I became governor was always nothing else but to try to help the people of Alabama. And I love the people of this state. I love the people whether they're rich or poor, but I primarily have a concern for those that can't help themselves. So you can take me out of this totally. All I'm trying to do is better the lives of the people of this state. That's why I've worked so hard to bring jobs into this state. That's why I've set up different ways to do that. And we've got great organizations now in place as far as my administration has done to really help the people of Alabama. So education is another issue. So we're just trying to make the lives of Alabamians better. It's not even about me. It's about the people of this state.
And I just want to be 100% clear where you stand. The lottery, although the revenue wouldn't come until next year, you're hopeful the BP money could help Medicaid before October 1. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct. And that's what, but I want to push for we need a long-term solution. And so this will be a long-term solution for Medicaid. Then we can talk about how we can shore up 2017. I have other ways that I can help with it. We need $85 million. I probably can come up with 50 to 60 million by using some of last year's BP money and various ways to do that. So we can't do the total amount. The best way to do it if we could solve this BP issue also.
When will you release your call?
Probably in the next day or two. I looked at it yesterday. I looked at the draft and it looks good. So we just haven't completely finished it, and the wording on the BP we haven't put in there yet. But the call dealing with the constitutional amendment is almost finished. So it'll be in the next day or two.
Do you have faith that in the 9 days are there to pass it by August 24th? Do you think it will happen to get it on the November ballot?
You know, I'm always optimistic. I am. I'm optimistic that this will work. I think the people of Alabama want to vote on the lottery. They really do. So I just think that it's going to work.